Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Koki Creative. My name is Elena and I'm a part of the EA Creator Network. Today we are doing a speed build, and this speed build is based on my real life RV. I got to spend a lot of time this spring and summer in my RV, so it really inspired me to build this. It's been something I wanted to do for a while. I got the RV back in 2022, but I finally had the time and the motivation to build it. So first thing I do is I start with the landscaping and I keep it flat. Just makes it easier for the whole RV purpose. And I'm building this in Granite Falls. So that is the world that comes with outdoor living. I believe it's the first game pack. So it's not always the most popular world or talked about world, but it's actually really pretty. So I knew that I wanted to put this in Granite Falls, and it is 1 bed, 1 bath. I mean, it's a RV. It's 46,000 simoleons on a 30 by 20 lot. So you can put this on any 30 by 20 lot. I tried to make it so it would fit in with most places. Yeah, it is mostly grass. But I wanted to have all the walkways dirt and then all the grassy spots to be lush. So here I'm placing some flowers and I'll place some bushes. I really wanted it to feel like you're kind of tucked into the woods. I do use some evergreen trees later, so it does mesh the best with Granite Falls, but it works with any place that's kind of grassy. So when I posted this on one of my social media, Instagram or TikTok, I can't remember which one, but I got a comment and I love this idea. So they said they were going to place this camper on other 30 by 20 lots in other neighborhoods. So it felt like they were traveling with them. So they do like a week in one neighborhood, week in another. And I thought that idea was so creative, and I've been meaning to try it out and play it for myself. So I'm currently playing a no CC game that I've been using for all of those special events going on. And I usually play with mods, but I decided to start this no CC gameplay for when there's big updates that happen and I have to update my mods and all this stuff. Sometimes I just want to play. I don't want to worry about any broken mods or anything. So I've been using my sim Wendy, and those who've been around for a while might know who Wendy is, but I've always been meaning to play with her. She's always used for like my play testing. I use her in like any kind of, I'm showing off new outfits, or I just use her in a lot of my like stuff. So I thought, why not actually play her? So right now she's currently living in San Sequoia with her husband and 3 kids, 1 toddler and 2 babies. So she's busy. I'm going to wait until her kids get a little bit older. And then if I do end up using this RV, I'll add like 2-3 tents outside so the kids can actually go sleep in a tent while the parents just sleep in the RV. So I put a Murphy bed in this build because my RV has a Murphy bed. I love our Murphy bed. I think it's super cute and it's very easy to use. But be careful in The Sims because the Murphy bed can kill your sim. Just be aware of that. So save before you use it. And you can also upgrade the Murphy bed to make it a little safer. I originally used purple for the exterior, but I ended up changing it to gray, more like it is in real life near the end of the video, because I wanted it to look more similar to what it looks like in real life. But we have talked about wrapping it in purple someday. It does have these really cute honeycomb, black and gold honeycombs on the outside that just come stock. So I didn't want to get rid of that, but I did want to do like something with purple, maybe like a cool decal on the outside. My grandma loves her lilac bushes. So it kind of inspired me, especially when I started to use the RV last year. It was during lilac season. So I was picking a lot of fresh lilac and decorating the inside with really beautiful, fresh smelling flowers. So it kind of gave us the idea to, maybe make purple the main color inside. Like if we have sheets, it'll be purple, all that stuff. So I kept that in mind while building this. So in a way, at the beginning, this was more of a dream of what the RV could look like in the future. So that's another reason why I'm not using the proper color floor at first. The RV in real life is gray. It's all very gray. So I wanted to make it feel a little bit warmer by making the floor a little bit more of like a honey color, but I do end up changing that later also. It goes through a couple of changes, but it's a very small build, so you'll see it change before your very eyes. Here I'm trying to do something that does not work. I end up changing it. I try to put a microwave in the wall. I know this is possible. I've fiddled around and made it work before. I don't know why it's not working here. I'm sure I'm doing something stupid. I don't know, but I'm as you can see, it looks kind of cool. There is a way to make this work. It does not work here, so I do change it. But I mean, if you're just doing this for looks, isn't that cute? I take it out before I upload it because I don't want to give someone something that they think isn't playable. So this RV is also technically bigger than the one in real life because I couldn't make something so cramped, so small. Ours is a little smaller, but I wanted it to give the same feel. So there is this pretty big table. So that's what this is. I'm also using limited packs. I can't remember what packs I'm using, but I'll just add them right here over the video. So these are the packs that I'm using. And this is when I start to change the swatches to what they actually look like. And here I'm like, okay, it actually is kind of looking more like the RV now. So I roll with it. The inside is a lot of windows too. This just feels so much bigger than it is in real life. But here I'm trying to make like this closet. This is where you like store towels. I changed that around a couple times, but I do kind of like the shutter look. I can't remember what I settle on, but it's something similar to that. These are one of the videos that I do not like editing because of how much I change. As you can see, it just makes it annoying, but luckily this is a small enough build where it's not a big deal. Like, let's say I'm building a mansion and I'm just trying a whole bunch of new things. It's like I have endless footage of me changing from one thing to another to blah, blah. This also changes a lot because I play tested and it didn't work. But I think I include that in the end. I do so much in the exterior of this build. I kind of just like get the inside done and over with because the inside was not my main focus. The outdoor living is my main focus. I add like horseshoes and a fire pit, just a ton of little camping things because this is part of my save file. I do completely plan on playing in it. So this is a little trick I learned on, I think, social media or something, but my wall height is only one wall height. And if you want a cool window that is 2 wall height, then you can go to the basement and you can put a 2 wall height. If you play The Sims, you know what I'm talking about. And then you will have access to those 2 wall height windows. And with bb.moveobjects on, you're able to place the window that's technically too big for the walls on the smaller wall height. Okay, because if you don't do that, the wall height is locked. You can only use the wall height that is available for the wall heights you have on your lot. So that's why I added that laundry day window right there. And I think I only used laundry day for that specific object. And since I ended up using it, I use a couple of other laundry day items like that broom and a couple other things outside. Because it actually has some really cute items. I like Laundry Day a lot. I think it's a great pack. I do use laundry in my game sometimes. Wendy, my sim that I'm playing right now, she had laundry for a while, but after she had her twin babies, she got rid of the laundry because I don't have time for laundry anymore. Once her kids get older, we'll bring the laundry back. That's the nice thing. You don't have to do laundry if you don't own the items. They do get like positive buffs if you have clean smelling clothes, but if you have a laundry basket and a laundry machine and you don't have time to do laundry, all your clothes are stinky and your Sims will be upset that they have stinky clothes. So it's just not worth it if you're too busy. So now I'm adding lots of clutter to make it look a little bit more realistic. So I use a lot of like just camping clutter, I guess you could say. Since life has been busy, it's been a while since I've actually looked at this footage, edited this video, made this build. So a lot of this stuff is like a reminder as I'm watching. I just thought, let's go into this cold and I'll have a raw reaction to what I'm seeing. I mean, obviously I remember building this, but it has been a couple of months. Like I've moved. I was in Michigan helping my dad with cancer treatment. So that's when I built this. So I wasn't exactly like super focused, but I really want to take this year to just start posting more frequently on YouTube. I say that all the time. I've had my YouTube account since 2019. Well, December or something, 2019, but still 2019 nonetheless. I would like to at least get like 2 videos out a month. I'm averaging once a month, but I would like to do a little bit more than that. So if you guys stick around, that'd be great. I'm sorry I talk so much about my personal life too, but sometimes there's only so much I can say about the build. Especially right now, I'm doing clutter, and clutter is like, clutter is one of the reasons why I stop building. So a lot of the time I will get to a point in a build where it is nearly done, the exterior is done, all that stuff, but all that's left are the decorations. I usually put placeholder items in each rooms. Like if I'm doing the kitchen, I'll put some countertops and the appliances, and I'll go to the bedroom, place the dresser and the bed. But then I have to do the clutter, and I love the way it looks. I love the end result, but sometimes it is just so tedious because the items are so small, so you only make such a small impact when you put something down. Luckily, this is a smaller build. And if you can see outside, I place all these items that I think I might use later. I either do that or I put it back into my inventory. So for this case, I just put it on the floor right here. And I'm trying to fit as many pieces of art up on this windowsill as I can, but it wasn't really working out. I wanted this to feel like someone really has traveled in this RV a lot. I want it to feel very personalized, tons of clutter. Speaking of very personalized, one of the things I'm going to be working on this year is renovating a lot of the pre-existing townie homes. I love personalizing each of those houses to the townies and actually making it fit their personalities. I do think they do a good job sometimes, but there are a lot of houses that are lacking. There was an update recently that I'm very excited that they did, where they updated some of the base game houses, like the Land Grabs house, Goth house. I still haven't toured them yet, but I am going to soon. I have some high expectations, so I guess we will see. So more of the clutter. Yeah, I am almost done with the interior. And then I start to kind of put more stuff on the outside. The house, or this build in total, did not take me long. I think it took me like 2-3 hours, and I did it in 1 to 2 sittings. I can't exactly remember, but at this point I was just building so much. I went through like a really big creative spree. I don't know what to call it, but I built a ton, and I was not in the mood to edit. I was not in the mood to do anything else. I just wanted to build. So I have so many builds from like this time that I still need to edit. And some of like my favorite builds, I have this really cool modern cube house that is up in the gallery, all that stuff. I've only taken screenshots, and those screenshots didn't even get like that many likes, but I personally really like this house, so I can't wait to share the video of it. That will be one of my next ones. I do have a couple of builds that I am almost done with. Oh my gosh. If you are familiar with my other content, I shared some screenshots and a exterior speed build of these Oasis Springs apartment. I am almost done with these apartment build. This apartment building I started building right before For Rent came out. So that was a while ago, and I am so close to finishing it. It is huge. It's a huge build, but it's 6 apartments. Right now I am working on the basement, which has a pool, gym, party room, and I think probably something else. I don't know, but this apartment building has everything, and I can't wait to finish it because I'm actually going to play in it. There's a couple of apartments that are for just a single sim. There's family apartments. There is multiple story apartments. I'm really proud of myself for this build, but the thing is, it's just taking me so long. Oh, and on top of that, I'm only using For Rent, base game and For Rent. So it's taking me a while, but I'm very excited for when it's finished. I've actually had multiple people reach out to me about that build and, hey, are you finished with it? Everyone's been really, really kind. So I'm not like, why is everyone reaching out? But it's the only time I've ever had people reach out to me about a build that I shared just sneak peeks of. You can download the shell in the gallery, but it's funny, and actually is like, oh, they actually like my stuff. It's not just people being nice, which is really cool. So don't worry, you'll know when that happens. And I'm so sorry that speed build, it might be like 2 hours. And that's the thing. I shy away from really long speed builds simply because I'm like, who's going to want to listen to all of that? But I have a couple of really big builds that I'm working on right now, and the speed builds will be over an hour. So who's ever willing to sit and watch, thank you, because I want to post them. The only reason why I haven't been working on them is because I think no one's going to want to watch this long speed build. But I promise I'll actually think of things to say. I just woke up this Thursday morning without this being my intention. And I'm like, I'm going to finish that speed build. So I'm so sorry. I do not feel like extremely focused and like I know what I'm talking about. But okay, so let's talk about The Sims, okay? Here's like a little fun thing I like to do. I like to make the outdoor living a huge part in most of my builds, especially ones that are like this, really, really small interior. So make a lot of outdoor living spaces. So in order to do that, I first use terrain paint. I did talk about this a little bit in the beginning, but I use paths and I kind of carve out where I want things to be. So then from here, I like to do the landscaping part. So I find different bushes to kind of separate those spaces. They're kind of like the walls, quote, but I like to use different height bushes. I'll use some trees, and sometimes I use the bracket keys to make plants bigger or smaller. So if you don't know, you can shrink and grow pretty much every single item in The Sims by using the bracket keys. So just so you know, and to lift and lower, it's 9 and 0. But when I'm doing landscaping, to make it look a little bit more realistic, I will use the bracket keys to resize the plants different sizes from one another. If I want to be a bit more specific, I will use the tool mod, but it's not necessary. So for people that don't use mods, play on console, whatever, you can still do this. And it's not the bracket keys, obviously, on the controller, but it is possible. This is the crucial, very, very important bonfire section of this build, and I obviously had to have it. Bonfires are like one of my favorite things about going camping. I love sitting around the fire at night, cozy up on a blanket, making s'mores. I love s'mores so much. Sometimes I'll just eat, the marshmallows. I do love roasting a good marshmallow. I am a fan of both the burn and the waiting. There is no marshmallow that I am not a fan of, really. I mean, uncooked, not a huge fan. Any kind, even in the microwave, I'll take that. But I do love a good roasted marshmallow. So obviously I had to include a good bonfire here. And I am using trees to make it even more cozy. The only thing is when I uploaded this to the gallery, I was bummed that you couldn't see all of these sections. But that's one reason why I do like to make content, so you know what you're going to download before you download it. The gallery never does good screenshots. I mean, if you're lucky. I go out of my way usually to move lots to different neighborhoods for better lighting and test different times a day before uploading to the gallery. So it's like the best showcase of the build. But yeah, this one, it was kind of hard to have a good photo of. But I don't care. I figured download if you want, don't download it. This build is for me at the end of the day, really. But honestly, for the most part, I don't build things that I wouldn't play in myself. So yeah, because I'm working on the save file. I've been working on it for years and I'm seeing it come together. Oh, but they keep adding more neighborhoods and I'm like, whoo, yay for new content, but also chill out because I have hundreds of lots I'm working on right now. But it's coming together, and when I get a little bit further and I edit the households, the Sims in the household, I will put it up for download. I do have one neighborhood currently up for downloads somewhere, but I think it's on customcontent.net. It'll be in my link tree, but I've been working on the whole entire save file. I have been using this save file when I start new games also. So this is a save file I play in a lot. So all the builds that I make are a part of this save file for years. And whenever I do a collab or anything like that, I try to find a lot that I haven't used yet. So that way, even if it's for a different project, it's still essentially for my save file. Since we are nearing the end of the video, there is something else I want to add. I have a creator code, Koki Creative, that you can use at checkout to help support me. It is not a discount code for the buyer unless stated otherwise during a promotional period, but is a way for you to show your support to your favorite creator. So even if you don't use my code at checkout, use someone else's code if you can when you're purchasing your next Sims 4 pack. I would really appreciate it. I mean, I essentially do all this for free, for fun. I mean, I'm not looking for money for this per se, but it would mean a lot. I have this rule with myself that I want to keep this fun, and I find that when you involve money in things that it gets kind of messy and stressful, and I really want to keep this as fun as possible, and this code kind of gives me support without me having to do much else, which is really great. I'm not someone that likes to promote myself, and I feel really weird about it. I'm really bad at it. I don't even like to admit that I'm a good builder, quote, quote, because I don't know. Okay, but let me get back to this build before we finish up. So this is where I'm kind of playing around with the colors, and I do kind of like this yellow and blue right here. I think it's really cute, but I think this is when I'm like, okay, Elena, stop messing around. You gotta do what the RV actually looks like. And this is also where I take away the awning and I add a roof piece instead. And that makes it look a lot more like the actual RV, since we have like this little roof awning that comes out to help protect from the sun. This last little bit is after I play test and I realize that I had to change some things. So I do end up changing the bathroom a little bit. I do actually like how this turned out. I forgot what I did here. I did like the original shutters that I put in there to kind of look like faux cabinets, but I don't think that that dresser is functional, but I put a mirror there. So the mirror does everything a dresser does. And then I added these little shelves for extra storage. Our RV does have shelving. Then I take away the tub and I add a shower, which just makes so much more sense. I don't know why I put a tub in there in the first place, but I add the toilet. This way, everything is functional and it's playable. And because I was feeling fancy with the tool mod, I decided to take this wall mirror and make it look like it was leaning against the wall, which actually makes absolutely no sense with an RV because you'd rather have a mounted mirror for when you're moving around. But I was just feeling fancy and I wanted to use tool mod a little bit. This is the part where I take away the microwave and I change it up a little bit because I want to make sure this whole thing is playable. It doesn't happen very often, but if I ever do miss something while I'm playtesting, I will leave a comment on my gallery post about a quick fix. Oh, also, right before I upload to the gallery, I always end up adding a little bit more clutter. I go around the house and see what feels a little bit empty and I just fill in those spaces. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, consider subscribing, maybe give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and if you have any good build ideas, also let me know in the comments. But I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!